spotless home with toxic black mold, and we're about to detect it right now. All right, guys, we're on the hunt to detect where this mold is coming from in this spotless house, which you're about to see. Our clients had about 3 different hygienists come out. Yep. They verified that there is high levels of Aspergillus penicillium, which is a toxic mold, and no one's been able to figure out where it's coming from. Right, so in this video, guys, we're gonna go ahead and really look underneath all of the sinks. We're gonna look at appliances. We're gonna look at windows, the air conditioning. So let's step inside and let's start hunting this mold down.
Good morning.
Good morning. I'm David. My brother David.
I'm Gino.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us.
That one is allergic to mold. She wants to make sure that there's no chance of that here.
Yep.
And if there is, that we mitigate, take care of it.
Pretty clean.
Pretty clean?
Oh yeah. A little bit here. Let's check the underneath the refrigerator.
Okay. Yeah, so refrigerators in kitchens, also ovens, dishwashers are a big proponent to mold growth that are hidden, that most people, even mold inspectors, don't inspect and identify. So those are some important tips. So right now we're covering the appliances just because after we cut the kitchen sink cabinet out, there is mold spores. We don't want them to get into the appliances, so it's just extra added protection. We set all the kitchen items out here. We have negative air to the outside. Customers also very concerned about the windows. When it rains, it leaks. You can see that there's a little black growth there. So if you do have this and you are sensitive, I would say, especially after it rains, take a little bit of antimicrobial and keep these window seals nice and clean, and that'll really help minimize any mold growth, especially with a good antimicrobial. It'll inhibit the mold growth if there is moisture that intrudes. We're gonna go ahead and test this window though, and here in a little bit and see if we get any water coming in once it's closed, of course. So we're getting prepared to cut the bottom of this sink out that's been previously water damaged. Anybody that has a very hypersensitivity to molds, any historical water damage has an impact on them. So even though a lot of people would say, oh, I would go through all of this just on that little stain, anybody that's hypersensitive, it's crucial for these type of damage, these stains, to completely be removed, bagged, and disposed, and brand new material. So that's what we're going to do here today for our client. Yeah, see inside here, a lot of debris and buildup. All right, let's put that in the kitchen sink and we'll get all that disinfected and clean. Okay, we're getting ready to move the refrigerator. We're going to look behind there and see how impacted it is. There's definitely some particulates here on that floor. So we'll get all this HEPA-vac sanitized and get this cleaned up for her. All right, guys, so by removing this refrigerator, we found the source. Look at how much moisture. See the moisture levels here? Look at over here, it's migrating here. Max, 100% moisture content. Max. These moisture reading devices, less than $20, guys, you should have in your home for any suspect areas. This right here could really, really help you out with any potential moisture sources throughout your home. Yeah, look at that, 100% moisture. The refrigerator's been leaking. You can see the floor is buckling here as well. And look at the compaction here behind the refrigerator. Okay guys, we're gonna go ahead and take the backside of this refrigerator off to see if this refrigerator needs to be tossed. Oh, look at that, guys. So this is where Aspergillus penicillium grows, right in this area right here. Oh yeah, I can see it way in there. It's completely compacted with mold. Oh yeah. Let's see. Look at this, guys. Look at the buildup. We removed the dishwasher, not too bad. A little bit of film with some particulates. Other than that, we can HEPA-vac and treat. Nothing like the refrigerator. We'll get rid of this wood here though for sure. Client has been feeling so sick. She went ahead and bought her own air scrubber and placed it downstairs here. You can see this house looks absolutely spotless as well. Let's head upstairs. We're going to inspect up in this 3rd floor attic. What I'm looking for is any duct system that might be falling apart. You don't want all these particulates, especially with high sensitivity, asthma. You don't want any of these particulates, especially from insulation. It's very dusty, to get inside the duct system. Yeah, this duct system looks very tight, sealed. You can tell that whoever installed it did a darn good job. No indication of water leaks as well from the roof. You always want to look at the wood to find out if there's any water stains or mold. It's a nice attic area here, nice and clean. Toilets can be an issue as well. Here's a quick tip, really, to make sure that your toilet is sealed. But a lot of people do their caulking around this area here, which is good, but leave the back of the toilet, the base of the toilet, uncaulked. That way, if you do have a leak, the water is going to be flowing to the least resistant path, which will be an indicator out here. If you completely seal it and it's a small leak, it's going to end up dripping down, causing more damage, so keep that in mind. And you also want to look for rocking toilets underneath pedestal sinks, vanities. Yeah, everything looks good here. So here's the master. What we want to do is really focus on where our clients spend a lot of their time, and that's the master bedroom and master bathroom. So we want to look underneath the sinks. We want to check for toilets, any issues. What I love about this versus tile, Dave, can you explain? Yeah, it just doesn't have grout. So it comes non-porous. You don't have a lot of the maintenance that you would with grout. A lot of times too, you always want to check here. A lot of hidden water gets trapped in here, and then mold ends up growing, compromising the shower. The other thing is the caulking as well. So keeping your shower nice and clean so you don't get any of that musty VOCs that are releasing into the air. The shower looks good. And also too, proper ventilation. You can see this fan. It's not, there's not a lot of compaction, but it's beginning to start with a little bit of growth. So we're going to go ahead and HEPA-vac that as well. Let's check this toilet over here in the master after we check this vanity here. Yeah, all this plumbing looks good. Yeah, see all the wood looks completely clean. There's no leaks. It just looks nice and clean. Nothing upstairs that's obvious. So here's the master bath toilet. Again, we want to check for rocking. See this toilet here? Yeah, we have a little bit of rocking there. So oftentimes the wax seal below that gets compromised and starts to seep, slow seepage water underneath there. You can see that the toilet has been moved and it's detached from the caulking. All right, so there's a suspect area behind the toilet and the next to the shower. So when we see damage like that, we know that there's been some water damage, and a lot of times water will get in between the base molding and the drywall. And oftentimes when I see shower curtains like this, what happens is when people are taking a shower, the splash off sits on this top portion here, and then it runs off, and oftentimes water collects in here, seeps into base molding. So there's something potentially going on behind that base molding for sure. And again, with somebody with sensitivity, there's a lot of you out there would say, oh gosh, it's just mold, just wipe it with some bleach and some Clorox. That's extreme. When you're dealing with hypersensitive people, it is not extreme. It is crucial that this type of contamination gets mitigated the proper way. So we're going to remove this and see what we have behind this base molding. Okay, so we've got the first layer off here. We're going to go ahead and remove this. Take that off. Oh yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about right there. So more than likely this particular water damage and the mold growth was due to exactly what I described. Water hitting the platform, running down here, and collecting in here. That's a good find there. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and bag that up. This will have to be cut, bagged, and removed as well. Okay, our client is also describing a foul odor in the washing machines. We're going to go ahead and look inside here. Remove that. Oh yeah, look at that. That's the biofilm there. Look at that, guys. So all that biofilm there, this is what releases the foul odor. Okay, now we're gonna take this off. Look at this side there. Look at that. Look at this, guys. Look at that. Okay, let's take it off. So we're gonna take this off and sanitize it really well. All right, Dave is removing the bottom portion of the. Oh yeah, look at this here. Look at that. All that there causes the smell. Yep. Look at that. See that? And then look at down here, guys. Look at the compaction here. All that brown stuff that you see should be completely black. Yeah, you could smell it off gassing once we've exposed that too, for sure. Yeah. All right, so watch this. Look at that. That's what's causing the smell here. So we'll clean it really good. Here's an HVAC return. It's really clean. In fact, they said that because of her sensitivity, they've replaced these filters several times. So I really think the concentration in the suspect area is that kitchen. So we're going to really focus on that and get some of the upstairs light treatment upstairs, and we're going to do a whole house fogging. So they'll have to be out for a few hours while we come in and do an electrostatic fogging to the HVAC, the bathroom sinks, all of the bedrooms. So we'll kind of do that as a kind of a final step here, but we're headed to the kitchen. The refrigerator's not fitting through the back door, so we're going to have to take this door off. Just take the door up, you know. All right, guys, I think we may have removed this door unnecessarily because we still can't get the refrigerator out. So we're going to go to the other door. Wider?
Yes, of course.
So we literally should have used this doorway instead of the one over there. We had to take the handles off. Awesome, guys. This is where the refrigerator was here. So we're getting, just exploring, investigating inside this wall cavity just to make sure that the water and mold has not migrated inside this wall cavity. So far it looks pretty good. Put that insulation right there and we'll inspect it a little bit further. Okay, let's remove that section there. So the wood substrate looks good. Doesn't seem to be impacted by any moisture or mold, so that's a good thing. So when Savannah reached out to me, she had some quotes from a local mold testing company that wanted to come into this place and charge $4,500 to $7,500 just for mold testing. Now, look, everybody has and runs their own business, but I think that's pretty excessive for mold testing. So the way that I consulted with her is I said, look, why don't we get out there, let's use that money in part of the investigation and the remediation portion. So sure enough, it's working out pretty well. We're way under her budget of just testing alone. We're actually identifying, inspecting, and remediating at the same time. So make sure that you're really considering that testing versus remediation investigation. If you find a company like us that can go out and really investigate and remediate at the same time, that might be your best option. So something to consider. See the concrete there, it has a layer of moisture, so good thing we removed that. So what we're going to do here is we're going to put a dehumidifier. We're going to extract all of the moisture, and then we're going to apply a inhibitor on top of the concrete. So I think what they've decided is to not go back with hardwood floors directly underneath the refrigerator, which I completely agree. Nothing directly underneath after we remove that top portion, which is a good thing. Looks really clean. All right, we're going to take the hardwood floors out to that red line, so this entire kitchen floor is going to come out. We're going to go ahead and take this. You can tell that there's a little bit of growth on this wood here underneath the dishwasher. So this is going to get removed. All right, we're performing HEPA vacuuming. Okay, we're going to go ahead and perform a water test to the two windows here. One downstairs here and the one upstairs. Let's see if we get any water coming out that she's concerned about. So we're going to do that right now. Let's see if we get any water. The condensation discharge line right there. I'm gonna go inside and see if we have any water coming in. Only ran it for several minutes, so let's go inside and see if we have anything. Nope. Looks good so far. Okay, I'm gonna do a swab analysis of the mold that we detected. And the reason why we're doing this, we wanna just verify what species of mold this is and does it match to the same mold that she's got in her blood system. So this is always a good way to indicate if we've really taken out all the bad stuff out of the house for homeowners. So we'll send this off to the lab. All right, now we're going to introduce the EC3 mold solution concentrate underneath the sink. This is an amazing product when it comes to hypersensitive people with mold and chemicals and VOCs. So we're gonna go ahead and introduce this underneath the sink prior to us putting the cabinet back together. Now again, we've HEPA-vac'd, we've wiped down, so we're gonna go ahead and introduce it now. All right, so recap here. We've investigated the attic, the toilet area, the sinks, the windows. We performed the leak detection. We checked and inspected the HVAC system. The biggest source was that refrigerator and the dishwasher and kitchen sink. The biggest one was that refrigerator for sure. So super happy with that finding so far. All right, day 2, guys. This is gonna bring this job to a final closure. Today, we're putting the kitchen sink back together by waterproofing. We're gonna go around the entire house and clean all the window seals. We're gonna perform and conduct a couple more window water tests.
Sanitize all the duct systems.
It was a big day yesterday, hunting down all those little areas from biofilm odors to that big find with the refrigerator.
Well, the bathroom.
Yeah. All right, guys, let's get started and bring this job to a final close. If you're an individual who has that hypersensitivity to odors or mold, it's really important if you're gonna be occupying a new space to make sure you hire the right mold inspector or hygienist that has a lot of experience and has detail as to what to look for in a brand new home. So whether you're a renter or you're occupying a new home.
That's what I was gonna step in and say, hey guys, if you're a renter, we could deal with a lot of renters that move into a space and then 3 months later, they're like, hey, I think I've got mold. So I would definitely, if you're a renter and you plan on signing that lease for a long term, do some testing.
Absolutely. And if you're a homeowner and you're ready to sell, I would highly recommend getting a good mold inspection, even a general home inspection completed prior to you putting it on the market. It's going to save you a tremendous amount of headaches. If in fact a potential new buyer discovers that there's mold, the consequences of that of waiting could really hurt your sale. So I would highly recommend you doing that before you put it on the market.
All right, as you can see, we went ahead and used our adhesive all the way to the perimeter before we apply our barrier on top of the wood here. All right, as you can see, we're ready to put all this together here.
So now we've got our
Non-porous trim
pieces that we're going to put around the perimeter of underneath that cabinet.
All right, guys, so here's the finished product right here. And we also like to add a water alarm as well. That way, if you do have a leak, it notifies you, but you can see there's no water that's going to penetrate this here as well as the top side, because we do put a layer of caulking all the way around. So this really offers a lot of peace of mind for very, very low cost. So it's definitely worth it.
So they're describing an odor from this hall bath sink. So we're going to pop this up here. I took the nut down below just so you know. A lot of times what happens is this type of stuff right here is a biofilm as well and releases off gas. So the best thing to do is get a brush and we'll get that all cleaned up. The other thing that I see that right there? The other thing that I see underneath the sink is they have their condensation line. So we're gonna go ahead and pull this and see what we have under here. That's not too bad at all. Actually, it's wide open. A lot of times there'll be a lot of debris that gets caught up into here, and this will back up. Highly recommend that you have your air conditioning part of your yearly or every 6 months when they do the maintenance. Blow this line out and make sure that this connection right here is free and clear of all debris. All right, so if you are getting some sewer odors coming out of a sink, a lot of times it could be that overflow hole here. So we're gonna add some vinegar inside there and decontaminate that. This has been completely clear now. I'm gonna go ahead and perform that now. right, we're gonna kick the fan on in preparation for our electrostatic EC3 concentrate fogging. When we perform our electrostatic fogging, we want to leave all of the cabinets and vanities, closets, all the window treatments completely open. Again, closets. So we want the antimicrobial to get everywhere. The great thing about the EC3 is we don't have to worry about fabrics, bedding. In fact, it's recommended that not to be covered. We get that question a lot. Well, what about my bed coverings? What about my clothes? That's the beautiful thing about the EC3 mold concentrate. Okay, we're performing a water test to these two front windows above the garage. So the great thing is there's no windows that are leaking. Everything is watertight. She was really concerned about humidity levels inside of the home. So just remember that anything above 65% or more will cause mold. Anything that is below 65%, you're in good. So it's really important to control the moisture conditions inside the home. In this case, we're good. Okay, now we're going to finalize this job with a whole house electrostatic fogging with our EC3 concentrate from the very top floor all the way down to the bottom floor here. We've got the thermostat on fan mode for the next 45 minutes. The clients are out, and the great thing about using the EC3 concentrate is you don't need a mask or a Tyvek suit like you do with some of those harsher antimicrobials. You'll see that it's a pretty easy application, but it's very, very effective. All right, so we have the fan on, as you can see. So we're gonna pump the EC3 concentrate right here, and it's gonna disperse throughout the entire place.
I really want to tell you how surprised I was to have such professionalism, such promptness, kindness. I've never ever worked with people like you guys, and I truly appreciate it.
That's amazing. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much for that
Thank you.
feedback. Truly. And we're always here for you. Always here for you.
I hope I'm not gonna need your services again, but I'm so happy to know that there are people like you guys.
Dave's got some games with the kids here, so he's gonna. Ooh, here we go.
Knock all the cups over. They all have to land like this. All right?
Here we go. Oh, he missed. Number two. I think this guy's gonna get it.
I think he's gonna be the baller.
Oh, didn't knock him down. Didn't knock him down though.
We'll call this guy the little baller.
Here we go. The little baller.
Oh, we got the girl baller. Come on.
You can do it.
You can
do
do
this.
this. Show these boys up.
Here we go.
Show these boys up.
Focus. She's focused.
Oh. You haven't told me to show you how to do it.
Here we go. Gotta
Guys,
focus.
Gotta get in the zone. And then you gotta go like this.
The winner!
The baller.
The winner! Well guys, what a journey for a brand new home. We found some hot spots that can contribute to a hypersensitive person. So hopefully these tips helped you along the line if you're coming into a brand new home as far as purchasing or a rental property. Yeah, absolutely guys. And be mindful of just the little things behind the refrigerator, underneath the sink, the dishwasher. Those could be hot spots that can contribute to all of those symptoms that you might be experiencing. Absolutely. So if you leave your home for a while and you feel really good, it's a great there's point. Something going on in your home, and those are hopefully these tips today can help you identify those in your own home. Leave those comments down below. If hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you on the next one.